5 drivers, 3 chase spots, 1 race at Daytona. Wallace and Cindric are protecting cushions. SVG is hanging on to the final position, and Preece and Keselowski have to attack. None of them knows exactly what the cars will do. They will race a new superspeedway package with 0 practice before the green flag. And one mistake could rewrite all 5 seasons. To understand who is truly safe and who needs a miracle, start with the new chase format. NASCAR scrapped the elimination playoff system it used from 2014 through 2025 and brought back the chase. The top 16 in regular season points advance. There is no win-and-in loophole anymore, and once you are in there are no eliminations. The regular season champion resets to 2100, 16th resets to 2000, and whoever leads after 10 races lifts the trophy. Denny Hamlin already locked up the regular season title and the top seed at New Hampshire on 1,001 points, and 13 drivers are mathematically in. That leaves 5 men, 3 chairs, and the wildest racetrack in America to sort it out. Start at the top of the bubble with Bubba Wallace, because this one is closer to a formality than a fight. Wallace sits 14th on 630 points, 75 clear of the cut line in the number 23 Toyota. To clinch automatically, he needs 2 points. 2. That is a 35th place finish with 0 stage points. To actually miss, he would have to run dead last while Ryan Preece swept both stages, won the race and took the fastest lap bonus, and even then Wallace falls only on a tiebreaker. Not happening. So why does Wallace still matter? Because he is winless in 2026 and clearly sick of it. He ran second at the San Diego Street Course in June and second again to Ryan Blaney at New Hampshire last Sunday. He told reporters at Loudon that it gets old starting from behind and that his team is way better than 14th. Daytona is where he proves it, with 3 career runner-up finishes here and 40 laps led in February's Daytona 500, more than anybody in the field. A locked-in car with nothing left to protect is the scariest thing in the draft. Now the math gets spicier. Austin Cindric sits 15th on 599 points, 44 clear in that bright yellow Menards Ford Mustang. He clinches with a 4th place finish or better no matter what anybody else does, and a strong opening run could lock him in before halfway. Only Preece can catch him, and Preece would have to outscore him by 44 points in one night. He has cleared 40 points in a race exactly once all season. So why is Penske not relaxed? Because Cindric's Daytona resume is stranger than you would think. He won the Daytona 500 as a rookie in 2022, but his average finish across 10 Daytona starts sits around 20th, and in the next-gen era it drops to nearly 26th. Superspeedways chew up fast cars for breakfast. The wrinkle is Ford politics. 2 Fords sit below Cindric, both RFK entries, and he has been blunt about it, pointing out that Keselowski can mathematically pass Van Gisbergen but cannot pass him. From his seat, the more blue ovals in the chase, the better. So watch Cindric, Blaney, and Joey Logano weld themselves together in the draft. And now we get to the man with the sweatiest palms on the entire Daytona property. Shane Van Gisbergen sits 16th on 586 points, holding the final chase spot by 31 over Preece. He needs roughly 45 points Saturday to clinch on his own terms. Anything less, and his team is up on the pit box with a calculator, staring at the scoring pylon and praying. The concern has nothing to do with talent. This man is arguably the finest road racer NASCAR has ever employed, with 8 Career Cup victories, every one of them on a road or street course, including Watkins Glen in May and Sonoma in June. But Daytona is a 2.5-mile pack racing casino. His oval average finish this season is 20.9, real improvement over the 24.8 he posted last year, with a season best 5th at Nashville. That is growth. It is not the same skill as surviving a 15-car accordion at 190 miles an hour. The nightmare scenario is already on tape. In February's Daytona 500, he qualified 13th, led 3 laps, then got swept into a multi-car wreck that was not his fault and finished 30th. Twice this season, Preece has outscored him by more than 31 points. And in both races, Van Gisbergen crashed out early and scored a single point. Daytona does not care about Bathurst trophies. Which brings us to Ryan Preece, and this is the storyline I cannot stop chewing on. Preece sits 17th on 555 points, 31 out, and the only driver below the line with a genuine points path. His ceiling Saturday is 76 if he sweeps both stages, wins the race, and takes the fastest lap bonus. The win alone is worth 20, so he would only need 11 more through stages and track position. But you cannot tell this story without the penalty. On May 3rd at Texas Motor Speedway, Preece put Ty Gibbs into the Safe R barrier on lap 101, shortly after telling his team over the radio he was finished cutting Gibbs any breaks. NASCAR docked him 25 driver points and fined him $50,000, and the appeals panel upheld it in late May. Preece has averaged roughly 21.5 points per race, so that penalty erased more than a full race of production. Without it, he would be 6 points behind Van Gisbergen instead of 31, and this whole conversation would be a knife fight. His mindset is exactly what you want to hear. Preece told SiriusXM NASCAR Radio his team is on offense, that there is not much to lose, that it feels like the movie The Replacements because there is no tomorrow. This is the guy who won the season-opening clash at Bowman Gray and just ran 9th at New Hampshire with 17 laps led. And his number 60 team was never docked owner points, so RFK sits 6 out of the owner chase, with real money still on the table. If Preece's path is narrow, Brad Keselowski's is a keyhole. The 2012 Cup champion slipped on ice in December, dropping his daughter off for a ski lesson, and broke his femur. He missed the clash, fought back for the Daytona 500 anyway, and finished 5th. By early summer, he was 9th in the standings. Then the floor gave out. 11 positions lost in 7 races, 4 straight finishes of 34th or worse, and now he sits 18th on 520 points, 66 behind the cut. The math is brutal. Keselowski has to win the Coke Zero Sugar 400 outright and collect at least 12 stage points along the way. Not a top 5, a victory. He makes his 35th Daytona Cup start still hunting a Daytona 500 trophy, but he owns 6 runner-up finishes on drafting tracks since his last superspeedway win at Talladega in 2021. If anybody knows which lane to be in on the final lap, it is the guy in the Consumer Cellular Ford. Now, the thing that could blow all this math into the grandstands. NASCAR announced a brand new superspeedway package in July. The rear spoiler shrinks from 7 inches to 4, matching what these cars run at intermediate tracks, and horsepower drops from 510 to 465. The goal is less drag, less fuel saving, and far more genuine passing. And there is no practice. None. Every driver feels this package in traffic for the first time when the green flag waves. Daniel Suarez said everyone knows what they have on paper, and nobody knows how it plays out. Carson Hocevar said, there is no simulator. No data, you simply adapt. Denny Hamlin thinks it could resurrect old-school superspeedway racing, where you ride around, miss the big one, and go win in the final 20 laps. Stage 1 is only 35 laps, so fuel mileage is irrelevant early and everybody races flat out. Fantastic television, terrible news for anyone protecting a cushion. So who gets in? On paper, Wallace and Cindric are safe and Van Gisbergen holds on. In reality, Tyler Reddick won this year's Daytona 500 and carries a 6.0 average finish on drafting tracks. Blaney owns 2 drafting track wins. Penske has taken 4 of the last 6 races, and Chris Buescher rolls in with 4 straight Daytona top 10s. Any of them can steal the win, and none of it moves the bubble, because winning no longer punches your ticket. Green flag is Saturday at 7:47 Eastern on NBC. Drop your prediction below. Who takes that final chase spot and who goes home empty?